All right, so next I want to bring you guys to Jason Street. So Jason Street, there's a light and a dark version of it. So right now, as you guys can see, kind of can guess this is probably the dark version, and yes, it is. It's super dark. But the light version I have here, thanks to the Blue Dragon for his upload and really good quality, 1080, 60 frames. You guys can kind of see the light version. So basically, the game starts out with you here in this light version of Jason Street. And the biggest inspiration here was actually Persona's 5 train station. Um, and you can kind of see, we turn that down there. You can kind of see like the low poly NPCs, even for these like three girls, like exactly the same, you being able to board the train, things like that. And so that was something I wanted to do on Jason Street with the low poly, characters here. And I don't know if the Blue Dragon is going to show you guys, but there's not even collision on the characters. And again, the idea was just to again keep the frame rate steady, and they're really so insignificant. You really only see them twice in the whole entire game, which is about 2 to 3 hours. For the first run through. So yeah, that was kind of the idea behind that. As you can see, him boarding the train now. Now, the dark level is where it gets a lot really really fun, and I wanted to take the player away from this level initially and then bring them back. So if you guys could kind of see here, back to Jason Street. A lot of people I think play the game didn't even realize that this is, if you do some more exploration, this is actually where the game started. And then you wind up coming back, and as you can see from the Blue Dragons video, it looks a little different. But yeah, the train there is out of service now. It's a lot darker. And yeah, the idea behind that is that during the time you were doing other things, this station has been taken over by some of the alien-like creatures that were released from the lab. So if you don't know about the lab, we'll talk more about that in a bit. Probably just click on the lab video if you want to kind of fast forward to that. But this scene was actually really inspired by Aliens. Alien One, Aliens, James Cameron's version. Some of my favorite movies of all time. I don't have many Blu-rays. Actually, I only have I think one or two Blu-rays, and Aliens Collection is actually one of them. So just to kind of show you how how much inspiration that movie actually is. If you see here these eggs, when I designed this level, I was thinking I want to do something to where like this is the mother's base. So she's laying all these eggs around to give you some more aliens. You can see the bigger ones, see the smaller ones, and there's some babies in there too. You guys can see the babies right there, and obviously the mother laying her eggs. And kind of can turn that light on for you guys here too, so you can see her. As you can see, if you play the game, if you get close to the mother, she's gonna immediately kill you. Because just like any animal or creature, you can't get close to the mother's eggs. Now, kind of show you guys what I mean when it comes to aliens. And kind of rewind a little bit. There's a scene here, where she finally finds the mother, and you can see her laying those eggs. Obviously, she's laying it a lot different. Eggs look a little different, but that's the idea. I wanted to kind of, show some love, show some props to Aliens. One of my favorite movies, and you can see here the mother's a lot scarier, I think, in Aliens. They did such a great job with this movie. The next inspiration immediately, since everyone who loves the scene remembers her setting them on fire, and that's exactly what I wanted to do with her eggs as well. And just like Aliens, she gets really the queen gets really really pissed, and that led to spoilers for my game. It led to a boss fight. So you can see here, kind of fast forward a little bit with the eggs fully on fire. She's screaming. Spoiler for the movie, she gets out. But what I want to kind of show you guys here is just a little bit behind the scenes of how, and why the eggs are actually on fire. So I have a script attached to it saying that when you have the bombs, simple script called got bombs. When that's true, these eggs will be on fire. Because again, not to spoil you too much of the story, but you'll see one of the main characters, James, run out because he's the one who actually was like Ripley. He's the one who actually set it on fire. And you'll get to actually do that and play his version of the game in another game, which we'll talk more about later. But I just want to kind of show you guys how I made it very similar. So you can see here, eggs on fire, people on fire. The mother, in this situation, the mother's gone. But yeah, I wanted to make, like I said, make something very similar so you can see Ripley's eggs on fire here. Mother screaming. She's actually trying to get away. But, in my game, the mother comes out a little later, just to kind of give you guys an idea. You can see James running across. He's the one that did that. But in addition to, let me mute this audio. In addition to, the alien scenes, I wanted to show you guys some of the ads, because the ads are, they're not just random ads. They all have a meaning. And I kind of want to show you guys a couple of the ads here. So you guys can see Jason Street, the People's Take. My cousin has a sports show every Wednesday. It's on Facebook. It's also on, I think it's fbrn.us. But you can just type in the People's Take on Google or Facebook and find his show. Really, really good show. I often call in. You'll see me in the comments, leaving comments. A lot of good stuff. Next, my homegirl Malika has it's kind of hard to see here, Chocolate Wanderlust. So basically, it's a site based on travels, and it's just showing her travel in the world. She has grown the site tremendously, really doing her thing. So I wanted to shout her out there. Another one that you guys can see, another People's Take as well. That is actually my cousin, fbrn.us, like I said, where you can find the show. They actually won Sports Show of the Year, Aliens on Fire. Save My Cereal, new iPhone game I got coming out a little bit later. Most of the ads are actually on this side. I'll show you guys, give you guys a behind the scenes. RML, Respect My Life, so check them out on Instagram as well. My cousin's clothing line, which is really, really cool. Good stuff. If you don't already know, 211CK, my first mobile game. First game that was actually released to get paid from. So, I have to advertise that. Otakus and Geeks, one of my best friend's websites. They do amazing work. Karai Hero, which is just released today. Amazing comic. Find that on Amazon or, Barnes & Nobles. And then obviously 211CK. That's the same game from over here. Kind of get more of a visual of what the game looks like. Show you my homie here. So you see the street is called Jason. Where's the signs? Somewhere over here. Jason Street. So my friend Jason it's actually named after my friend Jason. He has his own cookbook coming out, clothing, apparel, a couple things here. So Just Jay, you can find him on Instagram here. And then my homegirl Alex, she has her Goddess Wear lingerie line advertised here as well. Then last but not least, Side B Gaming. You guys know that logo, my company logo. And there's a zombie back there. These are like generic ads. I just didn't feel like changing every goddamn ad. And I wanted to kind of make it feel like you guys weren't overwhelmed with these ads, But yeah, these ads are real. And so is Jason. But yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite levels now. You can see the fire, see a little smoke from the steam from the vent. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.